Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you all had an amazing day. And for those who are joining me for the very first time, my name is Shelley Reddy. So, previously or last year, I've been doing Facebook Lives and I've been talking about topics about creating wealth and financial freedom. But this year, I wanted to change things a bit and talk about other things as well because a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, in fact, reached out to me last year and said, um, like you've got a platform and you can talk about so many topics, and that's what I'm doing this year. So this year I will be talking about business, finance, and lifestyle. So as you can see, tonight's topic is very close to my heart, and it actually struck a chord with me. And hopefully this will help all the women out there think a little bit more. So as you can see, tonight's topic is women retire on approximately half the level of retirement savings of men. And when I heard about this, when I came across this, I said to myself, I have to talk about this and make all the women out there aware of. So as a woman, you would be thinking, this is not news to me, like we knew this already. But we need to be reminded of this more often. And hopefully tonight I can strike a chord with other women and we can get a movement going. So even though the figures that I'm going to talk about tonight is Australian figures, but the issue that I'm going to talk about is worldwide. So hopefully anybody out there, all the women of the world, can relate to this. So let's jump right into it. So Australia's retirement income is made up of three complementary pillars. So the very first one is publicly funded or means tested age pension. So age pension was designed as a social welfare safety net to help those during retirement who are not able to support themselves. So the second one is super contribution through your employer. So as you know, or superannuation, as we like to call it in Australia. So the super contribution is made by your employer. So a certain percentage of your earnings is made. A certain percentage of your earnings is contributed by your employer, which is towards your super, which as an employee can't be touched until you reach the super preservation age. And the third one is voluntary savings. So which could be additional contribution through super, a long-term income or long-term savings through property, shares, or managed funds. And the Australian asset is made up more of housings and superannuation, and a small portion of that is shares, cash in bank, and managed funds. So when I heard about this, it kind of, like I said, it kind of struck a chord. And here are the reasons why women retirement savings is less than that of men. So the very first one is gender pay gap. And this is the one that kind of annoyed me the most. So men working full-time earn $17,000 more than that of women. And this figure actually increases to $27,000 if you factor in overtime, bonuses, and super contribution. So and I'm thinking, what could be the reason that women get paid $17,000? So base salary. There's no excuse why women can't be paid equally to men. So base salary of $17,000. I can understand the overtime, the super contribution, the bonuses. Why? So these are the reasons that I found on the report, and these are not my figures. This is from Australian Parliament House webpage. So the very first one is female-dominated industries attract lower pay than that of men. The second one is lack of women in senior roles. Third one is lack of part-time and flexible senior role positions. And the fourth one is straight out discrimination, direct or indirect. And hopefully, as a woman, this would make you think as well. The second one is retirement savings gap. So sorry, I keep looking at my notes here because I don't want to tell you something that's not right. So in 2011 and 2012, the average super balance of a woman was $105,000 compared to $195,000 for men. This is a gap of 46.6%. That's crazy. That's just not right. As a woman, that makes me mad. Why, as a woman, I'm expected to live on a half the savings of that of one men are expected to live on. So why the gap? Men earn on average and more than that of women, hence the employer contribution is more. Time out of paid employment. So women tend to take more time out to look after their children and their family, hence lower contribution from employers. And the difference in working hours. So women are more likely to work part-time hours because of their caring responsibilities, hence less pay and less contribution towards their super. And this is not it. There's a gender wealth gap as well. So again, between 2002 and 2010, the gender wealth gap among single men and women doubled from 10.4% to 22.8%. So I don't know, I know a lot of men out there care as well about, what will happen to women if they, leave their partners behind. But as a woman, it made me think as well. And the funny thing is, when I jumped on their website, the first line I read is, a husband is not a retirement plan. So my question to all the ladies out there, what is your retirement plan? Because these numbers are not from the 1980s or the 1990s. These are current numbers. And I hope this will make you think. As a woman, I was hurt because I work just as hard as a man. And then we still expected to come home, do the chores, do the things of a daily life. So why the difference in pay? And I know, men are not expected to go out there and have kids, but there has to be a better way where women get paid equally. And like I said, I know men care as well, because as partners, you want your partner to earn just as much as you, because the income is not going anywhere else. So why the difference? Again, I'm asking you ladies, what's your plan B? What are you going to do in retirement if your savings is half of that of your partner? And for heaven's sake, if something happens to your partner, what then? What are you going to do then? Do you have a plan B? And please, if you don't, reach out to me, as I'd love to help you. Because as women, and this is why previously I've been talking about financial independence, creating wealth. Because women need to be independent, because nobody else will care but you. And you need to look after your family members, and you need to look after your children. And this is not for, women who have families only. for singles as well. I was looking at the figures. For a pension for a single, you only get $784 something. And if you live in Sydney, that will not get you far. And that's $780 fortnight. That's less than $400 a week. If you're single and you don't have a house, how are you going to afford rent, food, clothing? What can we do about it? How can we plan for the future? And like I said, I'd love to help you out. Please do reach out to me if you don't have a plan yet. And if you're watching tonight, please share this with other women. And same for men who care about their women, who care about their sisters, their moms, their aunties, their cousins. Share this with them and show them the figures. And like I said, this is not just figures from Australia. Even though the figures are from Australia, this is a global issue. This is a worldwide issue where women are treated differently, where women are paid half as much. You can see my voice is giving way because this is making me emotional. I don't want other ladies to suffer, and I have seen them suffer when something happens to their partner, when they're left alone. So please, once again, start planning your future. Don't depend on your partner, your family members. Do something for yourself. Have a plan B. Even if you don't reach out to me, I don't care. Reach out to someone. Reach out to anybody who can help you with your savings, with your retirement savings in particular. Because we want to be comfortable when we retire. Because we know all of us work our hardest throughout our lives. We're in the rat race. So please, plan your future. Have a plan B. Start saving now. These numbers won't change. As a matter of fact, I have a feeling it's going to increase a bit more. Thank you once again for watching me, for joining me tonight. For those who are watching me on Facebook, please like and share with all the friends out there. And for those who are watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Your support will help this channel grow a long way. And every week I will try to bring important topics where you will be able to think about these things that we tend to forget in our daily lives because, life gets in the way. Once again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'll see you next week. See ya. Bye.